It doesn't really matter, right? Okay. This is something I wrote at like 3:30 this morning. Attending this retreat was more than I ever expected. It was truly life-changing. This was my first time working with ayahuasca, and I can say from the depths of my heart that the experience was profound. From the moment I arrived, I was embraced with the beauty of the setting. The environment itself felt sacred, peaceful, and perfectly aligned for deep healing. The staff were gentle, knowledgeable, and wholehearted in their care, making sure every guest felt safe and supported. The ayahuasca medicine team was exceptional. They were patient, kind, and deeply in tune with each participant's journey. Their presence provided a sense of comfort and trust, allowing me to surrender fully to the experience. I never felt alone. There was always a guiding hand or a reassuring presence when needed. This retreat exceeded all of my expectations. It was not just about the medicine, but about the entire space created for healing and self-discovery. If you're seeking a place of transformation, connection, and genuine care, this is it. I am beyond grateful for this experience and will carry its teachings with me always. So yeah, I wrote that this morning.
Mm-hmm. You feel like is there something that surprised you coming here? Maybe in a good or bad way, or something that just was maybe unexpected?
Yeah, that's a good question. What surprised me was the depth of love and connection to make the actual ayahuasca experience happen, actually go even deeper than just taking ayahuasca maybe. So I think the connection of the amount of joy in this land, the sacredness, really grows the experience as well as the medicine.
What kind of insights did you get having multiple ceremonies where there was a potential difference in some of those nights?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that you had a similar journey in each ceremony, or were there some contrasted?
That's such a good question. Yeah. It's totally, each ceremony was completely different. Okay, so it was the first ceremony. When it began, well, that whole ceremony was about Mother Ayahuasca scanning the body and really attuning to my intention of what is holding me back from feeling 100% living my authentic self, and so you could feel it in there. So something that I didn't know that was holding me back was the loss of my fathers. And little did I know that had an effect that was holding me back from blooming. And so that first ceremony was about acknowledging, surfacing, acknowledging, healing with love. And then the second ceremony was another little scan through and a lot more love and joy, because I was more healed, the body was more healed. And the third ceremony was absolute joy for me, because the whole entire body from the cellular level felt healed. So the 3 ceremonies were definitely different. And I'm grateful that we did all 3.
To have multiple.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like in some of the later ceremonies, the second and the third one, do you feel like you had some insights on maybe intentions that you wanted to bring into the ceremony? was each one a bit of a fresh experience?
No, it wasn't a fresh experience. It continued from the first intention. It just continued. So it healed what needed to be healed. And then we bloomed from there with the music and the singing and the medicine team and the ayahuasca. We then brought into focus where the future is going to bring, what it is going to bring, what is being offered to me. So that's more or less the second and third ceremony was ideas, or actually, what is happening, an insight of what is happening now that I'm healed.
I think that sometimes these ceremonies and experiences can be so profound, and we get to a place where we have so much clarity, so much information that has come through, and then there's the process of integration, which is a very important piece of the puzzle. And I like to ask that question a lot, even off camera as well too. Which teachings and lessons do we want to make sure, in your case, to hold on to or to remember as life continues for you? Because we kind of are in this space here, and eventually everyone goes back to their lives and they start to go into maybe similar places and meeting the people that they've been around with before. Which teachings and lessons do you feel are of value to you to be reminded of as you continue your journey?
I think, and now I never journaled before, so I think journaling, expressing your thoughts and emotions, I've really learned from here, so I'll be bringing that into play. Remembering the simple things of, like joy and love. That remember to always remember, never to forget joy, and I think also what I know I'm going to do as well is listen to the shamanic drumming that I have been listening to since I've arrived. And to get into that space again, because that music relates to the ceremonies, which will relate to my experience and my subconscious.
Yeah, it's so powerful, the musical element. And I was having multiple conversations, and there's never a ceremony within the scope of plant medicine that doesn't have an element of music.